Okay, hey, I am back recording a video so soon. I know. But I had to because I freaking, as you know, like from this channel, I posted like a whole story like of my twin flame experience. And literally in the time or in the month since just recording the video, I feel like, okay, so let's just, okay, let me start all over. Hi, I'm Zena. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. Welcome for the first time if you've never been here before. I mean, I only have 8 subscribers, so it's not like I'm like popular or anything. But anyway, I am making this video because I had released my twin flame like tale, like my whole story regarding like my interaction with my twin flame and stuff like that. I just want to kind of speak to like revelations or things that happened to me since like releasing my twin flame video. As you know, well, I've always considered myself like divine feminine ever since like 2015. I think 2015 was the first time like I ever came across the term divine feminine, and I was like, oh, that's me. That's me. I didn't even know what divine masculine was before the year 2020. I didn't even know that existed. I was like, divine who? when I first heard divine masculine, I was like, huh? And so I already, as you know from like my last story, if you watched it, I was on my own spiritual journey and I met my twin along the way, and the dude abandoned me, and now, you know, I'm still on my spiritual path. Like, I'm on my spiritual journey, but perhaps the twin flame journey, like the journey itself, really is a journey, because this karmic thing that comes up a lot, I am not sure. I've heard about it, obviously, all throughout the twin flame journey, and I have my own perspective on what a twin flame karmic is. I transformed into a woman due to like the hardships and the different challenges I had to face when I was on my own in Dominican Republic, the under fucking world. I think, like, for real, my womanhood was fully initiated and fully like cemented in 2020 when I fucking moved to Florida. And maybe that was why I met number 4. Actually, I'm not going to call him number 4 anymore. I'm going to call him Danny Phantom because he went ghost on my ass, okay? So I met Danny Phantom in 2020, the year of the blue moon. There's just, I'm sorry, the spirituality behind this goes so deep. And that's why I'm like, so you want to talk about this karmic thing? My twin flame, my relationship with him is karmic. I don't even know how else you can even like try to describe that. Like, he does not behave like a divine masculine, like my divine masculine that I expect and need. So it is karmic. There is karma going on in the dynamic between me and this stranger. I don't mess with my divine masculine, the person who put me into like the healing work whole like thing. Like, at first I was just like so obsessed with him. Like, I really like just wanted to be around him. I was going to do anything. To just have him be around. And the healing work was the perfect like disguise or way to get me to like work through my own shit. Because as I worked through my own shit, I was like, oh wow, this person, even though I do have the strong emotions and stuff like that, the way he behaves and the way he moves on planet Earth, I do not fuck with people like that at all. So it's like, yeah, he's there. I'm aware of him, still attracted to him, but I wouldn't dare go near him. I met him when he was being himself. I liked him as he was, you know? I liked him based on looks, and I liked him based on vibration and frequency that we shared literally when we were in the same vicinity as each other. But through my own maturation and my own growth, I realized that that is not enough for me. It just is attraction. And the thing about my divine masculine is that with him and having his own business, like, damn, like, I look at that and I'm just like, see, now he is the embodiment of what I really like see for me. And I'm looking at myself, you know, working this job and stuff like that. And yes, I'm getting the money and stuff like that, but this is not my passion. I'm not passionate about this. I could be running my own business if I wasn't dedicating the time and energy that I have right now to this job. I could have the energy to be running my business. there's still me having to step up and rise as a feminine on this earth. I still have to start that business. I still have to put in the work on that business. That has nothing to do with my twin. This is stuff I have to do on my own. Watching him do it is inspirational. I'm not going to lie about that. It puts me into that energy of like, if he can do it, I can do it. If he can do it, I can do it. And I still don't know how. I'm scared. I don't know how. Like, I know what I want to do. I know exactly what my business would be. It has a name and everything. But I'm responsible for bringing it to earth. I was reading this article, and I just want to share this blurb because it's about the divine feminine. The masculine, he has his own thing. He can talk about it. You can find twin flame channels all over YouTube. Whether they're true or not is not up to me. I only know my own experience. This article that I'm reading, and I'll link it below in the description, it says the divine feminine, or warrioresses of the heart, needed to be dismantled, heartbroken by the power of true and deep love. They needed, through the unfoldment of a sacred relationship with another, to see how much they could feel and how deep they could love. The divine masculine initially did two important things to and with the feminine. 1, they gave the women embodying the sacred feminine the codes of strength, hope, and love that they needed to find their own true way. Or they showed a tangible example of other kinds of life being possible and true. They inspired. Didn't I say that? And then 2, they sort of disappeared because we as the sacred feminine needed to rise on our own, or our gifts would have never been found. The sacred feminine needed to rise on her own, or her magic would have never been unveiled. If she had been sheltered, protected, cared for, nurtured, and shielded by men. And that really stood out to me because I'm like, damn, like that's all I was looking for in a man. Literally all I was doing was looking for a man who could care for me, protect me, shelter me, and nurture me. I didn't want to do it for myself. I wanted someone to do it for me. I wanted to place that power and that responsibility in the hands of someone else. That's what was my cycle. That was my cycle that I was on, this loop that I was living. And I still haven't done that yet for myself. And so my dependence is on the job now. Do you see what I'm saying? My dependence of my survival is on the job. Because I didn't create the foundation. That job is not my foundation. I can get cut loose any day. Like, that's just the nature of it all. It's not a stable foundation. I hope this is really making sense. So it's just really interesting how watching him, my divine masculine, inspires me. I don't need to be with him to be inspired by him. I actually don't need to be friends with him to be inspired by him. That's good enough. I just think it's funny how I'm still in the process. I've done the healing work on myself. I've healed multiple psychological issues, and am practicing working through different styles of life with other humans now, with this new knowledge, new information that's actually applicable to life. I intend to be pure. That's my intention that I set, to have a fucking pure life, a sacred life. Sacred relationships, sacred friendships, real deep friendships. I'm not looking for that anymore. I know that's coming to me. It has to. There's nothing else that can be done except that I draw it to me. Okay, I wanted to put the cards down because they were distracting me, and I was just distracted in general. I rewatched my twin flame story, and I was asking myself if I even forgive my twin. Do I even forgive the boy for doing me how he does me? The truth is that I don't know him as a person. I can only judge him off of how he treated me, how he treats me. Because again, he never came to make things right with me. I do not take shit like that lightly at all. At the time that I was making that video, no. I don't think that I could say that he was forgiven. I think that I've never really experienced anything like that, and all I require from people that interact with me is just genuity. And I couldn't I didn't get that from him. He was not genuine. I guess what I really want to say is that there is an animosity associated with the disrespect that he showed me. But that's not necessarily, I think, a grudge I'm holding on to. It hasn't had a chance to get dealt with. So it's still there. And it will stay there until it gets dealt with. That's really all that it is. That's all it is. It has to be dealt with. And it has to be taken responsibility for. And it's not my responsibility. He has to be a man about this. If he's truly my divine masculine, one major lesson and one major hurdle he has to overcome is facing me. That's it. I don't know if he has to build up courage just to talk to me. I really don't know. And so I feel like for that reason alone, for that reason only, I can take it a little bit easy on him. This is coming from I just want to say, because there's obviously different types of divine feminines. I don't know what type I am. I am about tough love. I'm about real love. I can't ignore disrespect. That I cannot do that. So it doesn't matter to me that like he may be scared or he did me how he did me because he was going through something. Because the fact is that nobody with any modicum of integrity would treat somebody like that. I look at him and I can tell, at least when it comes to women, those girls be throwing themselves at him. I can tell. And that's all he's used to. He probably never had to go and get a girl ever. And he developed a way of dealing with women. I'm sorry. He never dealt with a woman before. He's developed a way of dealing with girls that is very, from my perspective, toxic and unhealthy. From his perspective, it's perfectly normal. Perfectly normal and acceptable, and as well as it is for all the girls that deal with him. And to me, it never bothered me, the idea of him being with other girls. Like, that never bothered me. His behavior style is typical among the young men down here. It's literally typical. Now, maybe other young men kind of have to put in a little bit more effort because, you know, they may not be like a perfect 11 like Danny Phantom. But because of this, like, knowing in myself, I realize he has some other challenges, some new challenges that he hasn't had to really face when it just comes to dealing with the opposite sex. Like, I'm probably the first woman that ever challenged him. Probably. Because the way these girls be moving down here, good Lord, I just have never seen. He probably never had to go after a woman. Like a woman. I feel like when it comes to me, this may be the first time ever that he has to apologize for some bullshit that he did. Because the style down here, at least from what I've noticed, it's the style to be disrespectful. It's the style to be rude and not have manners. It's not even just Danny Phantom. It's all the men that I've dealt with since being down here. They all behave in a way that is clearly there are cultural differences between California and Florida. This is obvious. There was Armando. There was Carlos. There was Jose. There was Luis. There was Zamir. There was Juan. There was Mo. These are all various men that I dealt with since being down here. And they all behave in very similar ways. Now, there is one, Anthony. At least he actually gave me an apology. Because at least there's some niggas down here that know how to apologize. It's not typical. This is the only apology I got from any one of these motherfuckers down here. But I do want to say it. And it starts with a my bad, of course. Oh, no, he apologized twice. He said, my bad. I really didn't think much about it. I genuinely didn't mean nothing bad by it. Okay. That's the way you apologize. And then, I'm sorry, Xena. I told you I can be difficult. I'm strange, LOL, but I'll check up on you more often. You don't have to reply to me. I deserve it. Thank you, and I hope you do too. I have received one apology from all those dudes I just named. I've received one apology, and they all did something wrong. And that's why we're not talking now. And so I learned very quickly after, Danny Phantom moved back to his hometown, and I'm just like down here in Florida, by myself, meeting these new people by myself and stuff like that. I started to notice really, really quickly just the emotional intelligence of the people down here. It's not high. And I can't blame somebody for their culture. That's one thing I learned living in Dominican Republic. Oh my God. I cannot blame anybody for what they learned from their culture. I can't. Because overcoming that conditioning takes bravery and courage. And not a lot of people have it. I am one of the bravest bitches, if not the bravest bitch that I know. Even if it comes to having to face my true self so that I can present my best self to a potential partner, I'm not scared of that. I'm not scared of the vulnerability it's going to take. I wasn't scared to release that twin flame video because of the work that I did. I wouldn't have been able to release that video in 2020 or in 2021. But with the time and with the healing, it's like, I just can only let people be free. That's all I know. Like, I am not here to control a motherfucking soul. And I do not want to be controlled by a motherfucking soul. That's it. That's why I'm not bothered about him being in a relationship with someone else, or even by the fact that, like, I'm not one of his friends. That's not what bothers me. He actually did a transgression against me by not honoring me, by putting me in a very ugly situation that started with the two of us and then leaving me in it by myself. That's what happened. It would have been different if he said, oh, I just don't want to talk to you. And he made it clear, but he didn't clear. He purposely left things very vague. It's a manipulation tactic, and it's pathetic. And that is the reason why we have this dynamic between us now. It requires him to not only apologize, but to make shit right. And if you're dealing with somebody who never had to take accountability for their shit ever in life because the culture never required them to, that's work that's way beyond what I can inspire in somebody, I think. I don't know the impact I have on people. I really don't. I require so much of the men that try to get by me, because what do you think? Like, I get approached by men all the motherfucking time. I can be picky because I have so many fucking options. And so I'm going to be picky. I only want the motherfucking best for myself. The best. I'm not joking. I'm the outlier. I'm the one that's out of the norm. I'm the one that's different. I'm the one who would appreciate things to be a different way. And they're not that way. I'm not going to adapt to the ways of down here. My moral code is too high for that. But I can see the different psychological issues that are embedded just in the culture down here. So for me saying all that, why am I even saying all that? I have to be transparent. The most painful part in dealing with him was not the fact that he chose a karmic over me. The most painful part was that he just didn't even respect me as a woman. That's the most painful part of the whole interaction with him. That's the only part that brings me to tears. I could accept that, oh, I just don't want to be your friend. That's something I can accept. That's a pill I can swallow. But the intention behind just not answering a simple question that I have, the intention behind purposely leaving me hanging, making choices to do that, That type of shit right there is worthy of hexation. Is that even a word? That's the type of stuff that gets niggas hexed. Because operating out of low integrity and playing with motherfucking people's feelings. He didn't have a gun held to his head or anything like that. He just chose, and he decided in his brain somehow, yeah, I know she likes me. And I know she just wants answers from me. But I'm just gonna ignore her. And he made that choice. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I don't forgive him. Maybe there's nothing, what is there to forgive? I'm a human too. So whatever he was going through that caused him to not be able to answer like his question, I also had to build up the courage to message him. I also had to build up the courage to ask him straight up, why? What's wrong with me? I had to build up that courage to ask him and prepare myself for the answer that never came. I also had to do some shit and be brave too. But I fucking did that shit. I fucking did it anyway. I was in fear, but I fucking did it anyway. I don't think I forgive him. I don't think I can. Because nothing has been done to right the wrong. He's done nothing. There is not an excuse he can create on this world. He did that shit on purpose. And he hasn't done anything to make it right. Niggas know what they're doing. This is a game that he's skilled at. This is a game that he's probably been playing all his life and doesn't know anything else. But not apologizing and leaving me hanging, that was never right. I'm glad I went through the healing work. I'm glad I worked on myself. I'm glad that I got myself in order for the next real potential partner of mine. Are they going to have the same signature and like the same energy frequency as my so-called twin? I don't know. But I did a lot of work and now I'm ready for the recompense. I deserve a loving partner. I always have. And I did the work because I was the one who put myself in those situations, and I was the one who made those choices to get with people like that because I thought I was supposed to be a certain way and I thought I was supposed to have something. When there is no supposed to, there is no this, there's only my moral code. And I treat people with kindness and respect. Not even because I want kindness and respect, but because why the fuck wouldn't I? Maybe I am a fool for that. I don't know. I have chills in my body right now because it's like, even though I don't wish bad on him, I want his business to do well. I want him to be happy in his relationship. I want him to be successful in life. He does not need to be by my side for that to happen. It's just, I can't believe that somebody that I cared so much about continues to leave me hanging. It's not necessarily an act to forgive because it's ever present. Do you see like what I'm saying? Like it's not, it never got dealt with. I haven't forgiven him and I don't know if I will. Maybe it's inner work I have to do on my part, but the fact of the matter is that he did commit an offense and then did nothing to make it better. There's no justice. Yeah, justice. So it kind of makes me feel like this is the type of shit that makes me feel like I don't want to care about anybody. I don't want to, because if this is what I fucking get for caring about a motherfucker, I'm good. I look forward and I know I want a loving, sacred relationship. I know I want that. I know I won't settle for anything less than that. And at the same time, I'm like, is it really gonna happen on this earth? I be doubting. And that's why I'm so discriminating. That's why I cut a nigga off at the first sign of game playery. That's why I get called bougie. She thinks she's better than everybody. No, I think I'm precious. I think I'm precious and motherfuckers do not handle shit with care. That's what I think. I think niggas fumble the fucking play constantly. Men. Men. They're supposed to be men. They're supposed to be men. That's what I get sad about and I get mad about, because I'm supposed to look to men and feel safe. So I don't know. No, I know. I don't forgive him. I don't. There's nothing to forgive. I don't wish bad on him. I just don't forgive him. It came down to integrity and choices. I'm not impressed with the men that walk this earth. I just don't know what to do. Danny Phantom is not the only man that I've dealt with. It's all of them. It's them coming out the gate lying. It's them coming out the gate on some foolish shit. It's them coming out the gate with trickery and manipulation. They came out the gate like that. I didn't do anything to deserve that. They came out the gate that way. And then people wonder why I am how I am. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know about a twin flame journey. I don't know if there's like a partner that's made for me anywhere who will meet me where the motherfuck I am. With dating other men and still obviously steadily getting approached by new men, I'm just tired. I just want my partner. I always looked at a man to like be my backup, be my defense. That's what I've needed. I've needed protection. I shouldn't have had to fight men. This, to me, is the wounding of the divine feminine. Not having a man to count on. I don't want a man just to have a man. That's easy. I can walk outside right now and get a man. Are you crazy? I don't want just anybody. I just want to meet a real man. A man. Anyway, that's the end of the video. I have to go. I just have to go. Thank you if you watched to the end, and I'll see you next time.